Yo, I want to make this video because I think this piece of advice I'm going to give is something I need to do myself. And it's basically how to attract more wealthy people, wealthier prospects, or how to manipulate your marketing in such a way that you attract the type of people you want to attract. So let's get straight into it. If you don't know me already, my name is Matt. I basically help coaches and consultants pack up their calendar to the point where they need to hire a sales rep because of how many calls they need to take, and they just can't take it anymore. That's how much of an impact that we're going to make here for your business. So if you're serious, if you're not booking enough calls, if you need help with lead generation or trying to get more organic marketing and clients, I'd love to see if we can help you out. And if you want to see that as well, book a call down below using the link in the description and in the pinned comment. Okay, so I'm basically going through a stage right now where yes, I'm getting calls, yes, I'm getting a ton of prospects, and I'm having conversations every single day. There's nothing inherently wrong with the process. I think right now my biggest challenge is just knowing how to attract more affluent people with money, and I'm not just making this, I hope I'm not just making this as an emotional decision. I really think this is informed, but down the line I could be wrong. But as of right now, it's very logical because I've taken, I think it's my last 10 sales calls, majority of them, I can't think of the exact number right now, but when I look I can definitely show you that. But last 10 sales calls, I've got the objection. I think a majority of them, around 6 or 7 of them, were I don't have the money or I don't have the finances. And that's understandable. Finances can be a challenge for a lot of people, so I get where they're coming from. But here's the thing, it can be narrowed down. And let me know if you're going through the same issue as well, if you're getting the same objection too, in the comments down below. But here's the thing, the reason I know I need to attract more affluent people, and it's not just because here's the thing, there's two different versions of when people say I don't have the finances. A is purely uncertainty, it's just a smokescreen. Really what the issue is, they do have the money, but they just don't see the value. They don't see the value in your program, in your course, to justify the amount that they're about to spend with you. So if that's the case, and I don't get that because I've done a ton of sales role play, I've shown it to my friends and other coaches, my mentors, and the feedback I got from my sales to increase that value in the sales process to make it more irresistible is nailed down. Or obviously you can improve more, but for the most part it's there, so I can justify the value. But the second one is, they see the value, they're bought in, they want to work with you, but they just don't have the finances, plain and simple, or access to the finances. So if you're the first one, they don't see the value, then you need to work on yourself. You need to work on, okay, where am I going wrong in the process that doesn't make their current situation more painful, doesn't make the desired situation more pleasurable, and doesn't make my offer as irresistible. Because if those three things are in place, then spending $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10K with you is going to be peanuts compared to the help that you're going to give them, the investment that they're going to make from working with you. It's going to be peanuts. They're going to get more clients, whatever it is. So work on that if you're A. But B, if it's just they don't have the finances, then it's one of two things. It's what I've done in the past before is, if it really comes down to that, I'll offer like a split pay or pay monthly kind of thing. But that'll be one of the last resorts, because obviously you don't want to just advertise it. You don't just want to give into, let's say I can't afford it. Okay, so you're bought in. If you did have the funds, would this be the right fit for you? And they say yes, and then say why. Or you're just reinforcing the fact that they want it. You really need to keep your frame and hold your ground whenever they say something or objection handling, to be honest. But in this case, when they say they don't have the finances, because look, they could say they don't have the finances, they don't have enough money, sure, they might only have like $500 in the checking account, in the current account, but what if they have like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 in savings, 10K in savings? You never know. That's why you gotta stay firm and only use like the split pay, and obviously work it out between you two. Objection handling is supposed to be you on the side of their table. It should be teamwork at this point. Forget about the price for a second. But if you do find out, if you go together and you do find out that they can maybe just move some money around and you can pay in full, then find a way to do that. But if it's really a problem, then you might have to resort to split pay and all this other stuff. Worst case scenario, you offer a little deposit to save their spot. So what I mean by that, and I've done this in the past as well, I'm a fan. If you're only working with a certain amount of clients, then this is going to make much more sense. So you'll say like, okay man, well, looks like the only thing that's stopping us from growing your business and working together is just finances, bro. So, and then you've gone through that, even they can't do the split pay. If at this point they're so broke, just get them to pay a deposit. Like, look man, I understand it's a problem, and honestly, what I'd hate to happen for you is, you walk away from this call, this is something that you need to do, and then let's say you do have the finances, you sign your first few clients, or you do find the capital, and you finally come back around and say you want in. What I'd hate to happen is I come and say like, oh, we're out of spots now, not working with any clients anymore this month, and you missed the opportunity. So how about this? Why don't you just let's put down a $100 deposit just so we get that commitment, just so we save your spot, so that way if anything happens in the future you won't be affected by it. So for example, if we do run out of spots, I'll save it, and you'll still be able to get in once you do find the capital, and we can start growing together. How does that sound? So something like that, you just get them to pay a deposit where it's a micro commitment, because if someone spent money with you before, they're very, very likely to spend money with you again. It's just a key principle here, because they're already pre-invested with you, so it makes you think they can't invest in you again in a bigger scale. That's why it's so important when you have a successful program and your clients are getting results. What I've seen people do is they'll introduce upsells to their higher ticket program. I'm not there yet, but soon we will do upsells to their higher ticket program. So let's say they were doing you're doing group coaching, and the reason you're doing group coaching is because you're really almost maxed out at capacity. You've got a ton of people you're working with, and you just can't devote one-on-one time with people anymore because it's just too much work. So you have a group program, but what you can do is if there's that demand to get that one-on-one coaching with you, that one-on-one time with you, then what you can do is upsell someone onto that. Say, introduce it to your group coaching program. Some people want that one-on-one time with you, and just get them on a call and upsell them and just be like, hey dude, if you do want to get some one-on-one time with me for the next 3 months, just us together, I could do 10K on the spot, something like that. Yeah, just upsell them, or you can downsell them. It's up to you. Plenty of different ways to keep your current clients invested with you, so they don't just get to the end of the road. Let's say you got them from A to B, they're at 0, you got them to 20K a month. Now what? They've hit their goal. Why would they need to spend money with you if they hit their goal? They're done. They're just going to move on to a competitor. So really cool tactic here is to just find ways to upsell, downsell, and just keep them invested, keep that brand loyalty. So tying it all back to the advice I need to take myself to, the advice I give, I also need to take myself. Pretty much right now the biggest problem is trying to attract more affluent, more people with money basically. And one of the ways I'm going to do that, I'm going to sit down this week and just figure out ways to reposition my offer, because right now it's positioned more towards people. Yes, it's positioned to help people book sales calls are very, very important. It's literally the lifeblood for your business. Like if you're not booking calls, I always give this analogy where if blood stops pumping through your body, then your body dies. If calls stop flowing through your business, then your business will die. You can't make offers to people if there's no calls. You can't practice sales. You can't close anyone if there's no calls. And it leads you to start thinking in scarcity and really F's with your head because you're not getting any calls in. So it's a big domino effect. So you need calls. However, that being said, the more experience, and I've had people who have like had money before. I'm not saying it's rare, but what I'm saying is I'd like more people with money on my calls. And I do understand like just I can't control like everything. I also get like people who aren't as fortunate. But here's the thing, I can tweak that so it's messaged and it's catered more towards people with money. So for example, instead of just saying, look, I'll help you book more calls for your business, maybe just imply that I'm gonna help them get to X amount per month. Plain and simple, 40k a month, 50k a month, 60k a month. Because now they're hearing the higher numbers, 40k, 50k, 60k a month, and that's going to attract more wealthy people who have money to spend, as opposed to booking calls where it's probably going to attract people who are kind of new to the business, they're beginners, they're not getting any calls in, hence why they want to start booking more calls. And they obviously there's a good chance that they won't have money as well if you're just starting out. So yeah, I hope that made sense. Think of a way for your business, like here's an action step. If you're not attracting the sort of people you want, just think of a way to tweak your messaging. So as I said here, I'm gonna try to tweak my messaging in such a way that's gonna attract more affluent people with money. The way I'm going to do that is maybe attach a revenue goal, a higher revenue goal, or even position it in a way that I'm solving a problem that more affluent people, more experienced coaches and consultants face compared to beginners. So for example, beginners, they'll likely have more trouble booking calls in the first place, creating their offer and getting good at sales. But if you're more experienced, you probably got a couple calls booked in the calendar already, you've got a good offer and you're getting clients and you're closing. But now you just need that next level. Maybe you just need more qualified leads. Again, there's no such thing, but in this example, we'll just say qualified leads. Maybe you need to build a team out. Maybe you just need to scale from 10k to 100k, whatever it is. So those are slightly different problems for the more wealthy people, the more experienced people compared to the beginners, okay? So for an action step, you could start thinking about how can I tweak my messaging so that it attracts the people that I want to work with more. Okay. So yeah, that's today's video. If you found this useful, leave a like, leave a comment, share this with a friend, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And let me know how it goes. Let's say you do the action step and you do start attracting, let's say you're in the business space as well, business coaching space, you do start attracting more affluent people with money. Now you're getting on these sales calls and their budget's a bit bigger. So if you're getting a result